Homeless. When you think of a homeless person, what image comes to mind? A panhandler with a cardboard sign? Someone sleeping on a park bench? Most people don't realize it could also be a friend or the neighbor next door. It could be someone like Sheila Badon, who had nowhere else to turn when she became a victim of domestic abuse.
I slept in my car. I slept in the back seat of my car. I was hospitalized. I was beaten so severely that I was hospitalized. I had major surgery done to my face. It was considered what they called major facial trauma.
In fact, as many as 50% of all homeless women and children in this country are fleeing domestic violence.
A lot of people don't know what domestic violence is, and neither did I. And I was a victim. So if you can imagine for a minute what it's like to be a victim and not know anything about domestic violence. And if it can happen to me that way, it can happen to anybody. Our homes are supposed to be our safest, most secure environment, our comfort zone, our sanctuary, our place of complete relaxation, our place of joy, our place of rest. And when those things are interrupted by fear and anxiety and violence, uncertainty, insecurity, and all of these negative things that are associated with domestic violence.
Sheila, a former Support Network board member, shares her own story to educate others about domestic abuse.
I would come home at the end of the day, and by the time I put my key in the door, my hands were shaking so much that I couldn't find the hole to put the key in. My hands were soaking wet with sweat because I was so nervous about coming home because I didn't know what would it be today. That's why community education is so important, because at least, if nothing else, I'm teaching people how to treat someone that may be in a difficult situation. I'm teaching people how to take a step out of the quote-unquote domestic violence horror show and look at it from a different perspective.
Thanks to Support Network for Battered Women, victims of domestic violence can find assistance and a safe haven, even in the middle of the night.
And I know how critical it is to have a place like this. If I'd have known that this place existed, or any place existed, where I didn't have to sleep in my car, and I could be safe, it would have changed my life.
As part of its mission, the Housing Industry Foundation works together with organizations like Support Network to provide a variety of homeless prevention programs, including shelter renovations, emergency housing grants, and disaster relief. According to Executive Director Chada Alfaro, the goal of Support Network is to provide a safety net and seamless services to assist victims who have lost everything.
Now, for those who don't understand Support Network or don't understand domestic violence or what women and the trauma that women go through or survivors go through, one of the key things is that quite often when a woman leaves or a survivor leaves their situation, they come to us with nothing. They have lost everything that they've owned, clothing, personal belongings, financial security, everything. They come to us seeking help. What I want to do and what our agency wants to do is we want to compliment these women for being so courageous to leave the situation that they're in. It takes a tremendous amount of courage to leave that environment. They don't know what they're stepping into. They don't know where they're going. And yet they have the courage to move forward.
With a conviction that everyone is entitled to a safe and habitable place to live, HIF stepped in to help renovate one of the only confidential emergency shelters in Santa Clara County.
Now, before HIF came here, and when I first came here, this place was not looking good. Quite honestly, I wouldn't even want to sit on the sofas. They were so dirty. They were old. The rooms were yellowed and dark and dismal. I, quite honestly, when I walked in, I found it depressing. And one of the key things we wanted to do is we wanted to change and lift the spirit of the shelter.
Impressed by the dedication of the staff and saddened by the stories of the victims staying there, the HIF Board of Directors approved plans to refurbish the building, provide new furnishings, and improve the landscaping.
And all I can do is I can say thank you, HIF, because they totally turned this place around. Within 3 short weeks, maybe a little over, but approximately 3 short weeks, they attacked literally each apartment, completely renovated it, put in brand new sinks and kitchens and stoves and bathrooms, and they just made this glorious. They painted it, they livened it up. We got brand new furniture. I can't tell you what a difference it makes. I now have women, and I have experienced this. I have a woman come to me and say, my goodness, this place is just so nice. I've never lived like this. What I feel what it does is it empowers somebody. It gives them hope. Women, when they come here, they need to feel that they have value. What they were moving into prior to HIF fixing this place up, it didn't show value. It didn't show pride. It just felt like they were moving from one place to another in this dreary life that they were living. When they come here, it's amazing. They have taken pride in the brand new surroundings that they have. They've been keeping them clean. They're excited. They feel comfortable. And there's actually an expression of joy on their face.
Shelter manager Nicole Matheson helps residents get settled when they arrive.
We had a client come here about 2 months ago, and she came to us, a younger girl, probably in her early 20s, single, came to us, black and blue, battered from her boyfriend who had pushed her from a moving car. The first thing to address with her was the medical attention that she needed. She received that. She also needed a lot of therapy. She had a lot of issues and things. She was trying to begin the healing process from the effects of the domestic violence that had traumatized her. So we worked on that, and throughout that process, again, it's such a short stay that she needed to immediately work on where is she going next. She had no family, no friends, so she was completely on her own. And basically our first item of business when she was able to get to that was, I need a job. So we looked for jobs for her. She actually secured a job with a well-known large grocery store chain.
With time to begin the healing process, a job, and a new home, a shelter resident is able to start life over again.
So she's a wonderful story, and somebody that we got to see go through these phases just within the month and a half that she stayed with us. We saw her go from one person and in the end come out a completely different person. So when I heard that we had been adopted by the Housing Industry Foundation, I was very excited. This was the most significant thing that's happened out here, I think, obviously in a long time. We had not seen a renovation before, so this was a momentous occasion. So I got the opportunity with Chada to meet with the Housing Industry Foundation before they actually approved us, and meet Rod and some of the other people. And as the shelter manager then, when we were approved, I got to work very closely with the Housing Industry Foundation Board and the contractors that were coming out here, and really appreciated the thought and the effort that they put into renovating this shelter, and the sensitivity that they had throughout the entire process of knowing the work that we do, who our clients are, and respecting that, and coming in here and sticking to a timeline and getting the job done as quickly as possible.
Thanks to your donations, HIF provides individuals and families with shelter, a secure place out of harm's way, and the opportunity for a new beginning.
I do want to say thank you very much, obviously, to the Housing Industry Foundation, because I get the opportunity every day to bring clients into these apartments and get to see the look on their face and just that sigh of relief and surprise when they see what a beautiful apartment they're moving into, and it kind of washes away all that fear and anxiety coming in of what is this going to look like, what is this place going to be for me, and to see that look of joy on their face makes my job worth it. So.